So, Barbara, thank you for joining me to celebrate the role of volunteers here in Noosa.
You're most welcome.
So, Barbara, tell us about the organization you work for.
I work for Noosa Care,
Yes.
which is a not-for-profit aged care facility. We have one in Taunton, a second in Kuroi, one in Caramara in Taunton, and Kabara.
Okay, so you're big. How many residents do you have?
Yes and no. We're actually a boutique.
Yes.
We're a boutique
Okay.
aged care facility. We only have the two facilities. We're not like the big
Yep.
ones.
Yep.
We have roughly 300 residents.
In total, in the two?
Yeah, probably 320.
That's a good number.
Yeah.
And tell me about the role of volunteers, because you manage the volunteers in the organization.
Do, yes.
Tell me why you need volunteers, first of all.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
The industry just could not run without volunteers. Aged care is just, you've got your carers
Yes.
and all other roles, in your kitchen, your reception, everything else. But the lifestyle of residents.
Okay.
So, and especially, we've got the Royal Commission speed and we've got the new regulations. But the big thing at the moment is that residents it's their choice. So what they want is for their lives is their choice.
Yes.
We have to try and supply that.
Yeah. And
It's a resident's choice. It is a big ask. Someone wants to go skydiving. They've got the right to go skydiving. But one thing that we do find is our volunteers are essential. Have no family.
Yes.
Or people that just get lonely.
Yes.
They help run all the activities. We have concerts. We have the old bingo is still going.
Oh my God. Is that a uniquely Australian thing?
No, I don't think it is. It's a generational thing.
Yes. Yes.
And I think we're still in the generation that enjoys it. The next one, probably not quite so much.
Yes.
And I think it'll gradually probably die out.
So tell me about the profile of the volunteers that you have.
Okay, so traditionally, like pre-COVID, we have roughly 80 volunteers. We had very strong volunteer teams over both facilities. Then we had COVID, and then a lot of people just simply didn't come back.
Yes.
A lot of people focused on their lives, on themselves, and thought, okay, this is what I want to do in my life now. And people's lives changed. Basically, we have the proportion of ours are between the age of 70 and 89.
That's incredible. Being the majority?
The majority of our volunteers are still that. And they're the group, a lot of them, that they will offer a whole day.
Yes.
Or maybe 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Then the next generation below that we have is smaller, but they're great.
Yeah.
So they're kind of 48, 49 to that 70. And some of them will offer a day if they're retired. Find most volunteers now.
Okay. No, I think that was it. All right, let's start again. Okay. The 45 to 72-year-old volunteers you were telling me about.
Yeah, so that's 45 to up to 70 or 68, 69. They're more willing to give you 1 or 2 hours.
That's after COVID, because before you had more time.
We had a lot. So what we find now is that we actually need a lot more volunteers to cover the same as we had. But the one, I think, area that we really need for like Noosa Care to really volunteers is just people that are willing to learn about dementia. They have to come in and help someone and sit and do an initiative group or a video group, one-on-one and everything with the top side. People in lodges.
Top side
of the main lodge area.
Okay. Not incredibly ill.
No. They have a range of things. You wouldn't be in aged care unless there's a little something that you're concerned about.
But dementia is another story.
We have a wonderful facility in its own area called New Dimension.
Okay.
So we have 6 areas in there, 6 lodges. They're absolutely wonderful. I work with dementia residents for a lot of time. The care, lifestyle assistant, supervisor, all of that. Volunteer, manager, coordinator.
The rest of the time.
So,
Barbara, tell me, if you need people to look after dementia, do you provide training
Yes, yes.
Let's talk about the training.
So that's what we're going forward now. I'm going to be looking at this afternoon, actually, the training group session with all our volunteers at the moment. And I will be giving them information on dementia.
Okay.
Because, well, there is this bit of a stigma. They don't really want to know about it. And just in case I get it. Or they really they have so much personality. They're unfiltered. So what they think, they tell you.
Which is not a bad thing, really. I wish more people did that.
Like young children.
Yes.
They just give it to you.
Yes.
And so do people with dementia. They're really lovely. And I've had some wonderful years with dementia residents. So
Barbara, tell me about some stories of volunteers that have been above and beyond that you thought, oh my God, that was incredible, something that they did.
oh,
I think you mentioned a man that was there for 20 years.
oh yes, we have some that have got there, and I think we had one he was 104. They start off as volunteers. They can become residents. A lot of our volunteers over the years have ended up. We had one lady, a beautiful lady called Dorothy. Now, Dorothy was one of the originals because Noosa Care, which started off as just Paramar and then amalgamated Kabara into Noosa Care. Paramar started with a group of local people in the area, in Noosa, Toronto, because they said, we need our own aged care facility. So it began and the building went up in 1984. Dorothy was one of the original that made the money. They got the government to agree to put in money. It fundraised for about 10 years, and then they began the first buildings.
So it has always been a community.
It's a community aged care facility for this area, and we were the very first.
And so you said earlier you couldn't do it without volunteers.
Oh, no. It's like Dorothy. She began building. She volunteered since 1984. Recently, has she become a resident? So at that age group, I mean, I won't say how old. I don't want to embarrass Dorothy by saying how old Dorothy is.
She should be proud of it.
Well, I tell you what, I have a group of drummers.
Yes.
Of residents who are a drumming group, right?
Okay.
And they range from 80 to 95.
Amazing.
And they play the drums, and she's part of that group. They just keep themselves.
Yeah.
You know, they keep an interesting life.
Yes.
And that's the difference. And that was an original person.
That was a volunteer.
For years, now a resident, still going strong.
So that's amazing. I don't think I've heard of that before, a centre where people volunteer and then become part of the family.
We've had quite a few. We have, and of course, we have one of the lodges or villas at Paramar is named after Dorothy.
Yes.
And that's where she lives.
Okay.
She's in Ward Lodge.
So tell me, are there challenges in having the volunteers that work and the work that they do?
I think that the challenge is learning to let go of residents.
Yes.
When they're ready to pass.
Yeah. That would be hard. I don't think I could do it.
And I think the thing is, especially in aged care, is that we let them know this is this is imminent. Prepare.
Yes.
So go and spend time with that person.
And you brief them. The briefing
Not being
process.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That it's it may be time to spend some time with that person.
That's great.
So yeah.
And you told me a story of another volunteer whose wife died and he still gave 20 years to.
I'm just trying to think what. We've had several. I'm not sure if it was that one.
Is there another one you can think of?
Let me think. We have one. Yes, he's 86.
Yes.
A volunteer. He volunteers with us doing art bricks.
Wonderful.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. And you exhibit the art? Yes.
And wonderful art.
Yes.
And it's well-known art.
Yes. Yes.
And so I collect that through bricks.
And do you sell it? No,
I
keep
don't
it for
if
their
they want to sell it. But
Yeah.
we do have little prizes.
Yeah, that's great.
And that goes up all in the hall. And that gives them that pride in what they have accomplished.
Yeah.
And that's still theirs.
Yeah.
It doesn't go just because you get old.
That's right.
You know? Yeah. And sorry, I need to say, the volunteer that does painting in the groups is his wife volunteers for many years. It would have been at least 20 years. And when she passed, she took a break for a few weeks.
That's what you need. You mentioned since COVID that it's been difficult to get volunteers to give more time. Is that the main issue that you have? How do you recruit volunteers?
I think recruiting them's been hard, so we have to change what we look at now. We can't look at it like it used to be.
Yeah.
We have to say, "Oh, what's possible now?" And what's possible now is to bring in the younger group,
Yes.
and understand that, and accept that if they can give us 1 or 2 hours a week, fantastic.
Yes. Yes.
Then we run something that they can do for an hour.
Yes.
So we adjust.
Yeah.
We adjust. But getting people to offer their time at the moment and commit, what we do have is so much fun.
Yes.
That's what people don't realise. Volunteering is fun.
Yeah.
We have dinners for volunteers. We have
So you reward them.
Yes, appreciation.
Yeah.
Volunteer appreciation is a big thing to do.
Okay, that's
We
great.
have yearly dinner where they all dress up and we have a big buffet and dancing.
Wonderful.
We have a mid-year luncheon, looking at outings as well for them, and we give little gifts. Every volunteer's birthday is remembered.
That's wonderful. Because I've done a lot of volunteering and some places don't acknowledge the role of volunteers. And I think that's how you lose volunteers.
You do. We're very lucky that we have kept, we kept close to just over 60. We went down, but we've managed to, our volunteers are so valuable.
Yes.
And we know the value that
Yes.
they bring.
Yeah.
And that's the big thing. You must value your volunteers.
Because as you said, you couldn't run it without
No,
them.
you couldn't run.
Mm.
You know, you've got 1 or 2 lifestyle staff, 260 residents.
Yeah. You gave me an example when we were talking about even getting them on the wheelchair to an event is where you need volunteers.
And that's where it's harder when volunteers are older. They're aging themselves.
Yeah.
We don't like to say things are wheelchair.
Yeah.
Everyone's very much uphill
Yeah.
to the lodges.
That's where you need the younger volunteers. That's what I did work for them.
Come in for an hour.
Actually.
Push a wheelchair down
Yeah.
to the community centre.
Yeah.
What's the program?
Yeah.
Going in, and then pushing back up home.
And then you've done your good work
And
for
that's
the
it.
community.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Barbara, is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Just really the appreciation.
Yes.
That the community that does support us,
Yes.
we just appreciate it.
That's what we need to do. Excellent. Thank you, Barbara.
Thank you.